Once upon a time, many moons ago, lived the dragons. They made their home where the British Isles are today. Now, these dragons weren't exactly nice dragons. In fact, they were mean. It may seem strange, but they loved to bicker, quarrel, and be angry. They found their excitement in creating endless war. This went on for thousands of years. These dragons cause great discomfort. Imagine waking up at 3 a.m. to see your precious cow being taken. They had a sixth sense for jewels and would steal anything. It was true that dragons loved to hoard their wealth, yet they couldn't enjoy it. Greed came upon them. They didn't know how to share. Consequently, their lives were miserable. No wonder man was fearful. During the Crusades, man gained weapons to fight them. It was not a glorious time, as both dragons and men embraced misery and conflict. The years went by and the conflict worsened. Then one day, a baby dragon was born in the darkest times. This young dragon Zoran couldn't relate to anger or greed. All the other dragons thought Zoran was a misfit. All he wanted to do was have fun and make others laugh. The elders highly disapproved of this. When he learned to fly, he would often go off alone and soar in the sky. He felt truly free at that moment, without a single care in the world. Somehow Zoran knew the true nature of a dragon was freedom. He discovered kindness, love, compassion, and patience were his true essence. The older dragons did not like this at all, telling him to stop. Yet the other young dragons loved how Zoran was turning their lives upside down, inspiring them. Zoran's father had a huge pile of jewels, but Zoran wasn't interested. He told his dad, "The greatest jewels lie inside." His father exploded in a furious rage. Zoran wisely remained silent. All the elders discussed what to do. He was wreaking havoc. They decided to give him a little more time to change. It didn't change. Moment by moment, Zoran learned to meditate, diving deeper into the infinite ocean within. Fire dragons feared water, as it extinguished their fire. Zoran discovered something the entire dragon world didn't know. You are the universe. You just don't know it. This was the final straw for the elders. They held a council, decided to throw him out. Though only 100 years old, still young for a dragon, he was told to leave and never return. He was cast out, but secretly a few young dragons decided to go with Zoran on his grand adventure. One dark, moonless night they flew out, never to return. Zoran heard the east might be a great place to go, with magnificent mountains far from man and other dragons. They flew into the darkness. Their journey was just starting. Zoran and his friends traveled only during the night to avoid detection. Over lakes and rivers, they discovered fish was tastier and safer to eat than cows. It took 3 solid months to arrive. They landed in the high mountains of Tibet during winter, battling fierce snowstorms. Fortunately, they were fire dragons and kept warm. Zoran and friends found a beautiful, huge cave to live in. with a perfect opening to fly in and out. They set up camp and called it home. Winters in Tibet are long. Zoran taught them to meditate, following their breath. They found conquering their minds even harder than learning to fly. They say conquering your mind is the most difficult thing. With all the time in winter, they slowly took baby steps, progressing day by day. When winter was over, they took to the skies, experiencing the external and internal feeling of true freedom. Wow, I'm free, they thought. Seasons came and went. For hundreds of years, Zoran and his friends meditated, discovering they were the universe. They became truly wise, filled with laughter, play, and lost their old egos. They became the first master dragons of their time, realizing their true essence was the universe itself. Dragons are eternal and timeless. One day, during a merry flight, some youngsters saw the dragons in the sky. They heard old folk tales and became incredibly excited, keeping it secret from their parents. These sightings became common, yet no one had ever had a close encounter. They were like UFOs, seen but never met, generation after generation. One spring day, a group of youngsters exploring, found the huge cave. They walked in slowly, amazed to see Zoran and his friends meditating, a sight of pure love and happiness. The dragons awoke, amazed by the children. They didn't speak their language, but communicated non-verbally. The children heard their words from within. This started a brand new life for the children. They were told to keep it secret, as the dragons would show themselves to the village when the time was right. Day after day, the children returned. The dragons took them on flying rides, an experience of freedom and joy still talked about today. The dragons slowly taught them meditation, and the kindness, love, and compassion were the true way to live. Their pure essence rubbed off on the youngsters. Slowly, they embraced these qualities. There was a time in Tibet and China when war was all around. The same problems existed in the East as in the West. Generation after generation, youngsters migrated to the dragons. Parents and grandparents embraced the wisdom, taking this practical spiritual path into their daily lives. These villagers grew wise. A young boy named Confucius truly saw the transformation from the dragons, putting their wisdom into practice, creating a system still used today. One of Confucius' early students was Lao Tzu, a man of nature. Even as a child, he spent so much time with the dragons, astonishing them with his wisdom. Lao Tzu cared little for politics, finding cities a distraction. He spent vast amounts of time with the dragons and nature, seeing the unity of all life. There's a story that as Lao Tzu was leaving this world, a group begged him for wisdom. Today, we have the Tao Te Ching, one of the greatest books. Lao Tzu departed with some dragons and never returned. His wisdom, like that of the dragon, is still alive today. Today, dragons are revered all across the East. Wherever you go in China, you'll see dragons as flags or statues. Their wisdom is still alive. And unfortunately, in the West, not much has changed. Dragons are still feared. portrayed as hoarders and dragon slayers as saviors. Isn't it amazing how times haven't changed much? We're still angry, still believing wars can solve our issues. Maybe, just maybe, we can learn from the dragons. Our true nature is the universe. The new dawning of man is here.